Oh, Michael.
Fair Rosalie.
You love me very much.
I do.
Do you still want to take me away with you?
Why do you ask me that?
Tell me where we'll go, Michael. Will you carry me off with you into the sunrise?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 controversial old Hollywood couples.
J'ai vu un film de nouveau de Rossellini et ça c'était pas aisant. Alors j'ai compris que vraiment c'était un artiste de grande valeur et j'ai écrit mon lettre que je voulais travailler pour lui.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most outrageous couples from the golden age of Hollywood. We'll also be focusing on actors, so you won't see the likes of Jerry Lee Lewis and Myra Gale Brown here. Which of these scandalous pairings would make for the best movie? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Sophia Loren and Cary Grant.
I'd keep you locked up in an ivory tower, guarded by trusted servants, and I'd have the only key, a gold one.
You can't afford that on a captain's pay.
This couple certainly knew how to rock the boat. First hooking up on the set of 1957's The Pride and the Passion, Sophia Loren and Cary Grant's relationship blossomed behind the scenes. In addition to their 3-decade age difference, Grant was already married to his third wife, Betsy Drake, at the time. The pair went on to star in another film the following year's Houseboat, for which Drake wrote the script and was set to appear alongside her husband.
A little bit big-headed is all right.
You ought to know.
Unfortunately, Grant pulled some strings and was able to get Drake replaced with Loren, as well as the movie's script rewritten. But after all that trouble, the spark was short-lived, and Loren moved on with the true love of her life, Carlo Ponti. Number 9. Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio. When you both get a mention in We Didn't Start the Fire, things are bound to be explosive. During their brief marriage in the mid-1950s, Joe DiMaggio became increasingly uncomfortable with Marilyn Monroe's sex symbol image. The final straw for the baseball player was when Monroe helped promote her film, The 7-Year Itch, with some now iconic photos of wind blowing up her white dress.
He was kind of scary looking, but he wasn't really all bad. I think he just craved a little affection, you know, a sense of being loved and needed and wanted.
But while it went down in pop culture history, DiMaggio was less than impressed. He reportedly often got violent with the actress, including after the famous photo shoot, and she filed for divorce a month later. After their marriage, Monroe courted further controversy with her birthday serenade to President John F. Kennedy. To this day, she's never stopped being the talk of Tinseltown. Number 8. Rita Hayworth and Orson Welles.
Send the bill to my husband. If you're a sailor, Michael, there's a job for you. Would you like to work for me?
These days, surprise celebrity weddings are just another Hollywood headline. But when Rita Hayworth and Orson Welles got hitched in 1943, little did they know they were starting a tradition. While working on the stage production, The Mercury Wonder Show, the pair shocked even their closest colleagues by not announcing their union until the day before the ceremony. Archival audio footage from the big day shows just how swept away they were, with excitement practically radiating from their voices.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you the lovely, incomparable, the one and only Rita Hayworth, who today became the very blushing and very charming bride of Orson Welles. Rita, will you just say hello?
Hello.
That said, the passion was short-lived, with Hayworth filing for divorce in 1947 and marrying Prince Ali Khan 2 years later. Although Hayworth and Welles wouldn't go the distance, their unexpected nuptials created quite the media circus at the time.
You've got to trust him, Michael.
Why? Why should I trust him?
Because it's your only chance. Because I want you to.
Number 7. Ingrid Bergman and Roberto Rossellini.
Vi filmar på en liten otillgänglig vulkanö som heter Stromboli. Här är vi långt ifrån alla nyhetsjägare och paparazzi.
Lots of relationships begin as affairs, but how many have to flee the country? After starting a relationship with director Roberto Rossellini on set of his film Stromboli, Ingrid Bergman became one of the most hated women in America overnight. Their collaboration spawned from a letter written by Bergman, and both were married at the time, making things look rather premeditated.
Give me the strength, the understanding, and the courage.
Once news got out, the Swedish actress returned to her native Europe to ride out the backlash, where she gave birth to Rossellini's son amid the release of Stromboli. Bergman and Rossellini continued to work together in Italy, and she was later able to stage a comeback. Their daughter, Isabella, became a successful actress in her own right, and by all accounts, seems surprisingly well-adjusted.
You know, it's ironic, because I have a list of 5 goofy coffee house guys, and yesterday I just bumped you for that guy over there.
Number 6. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall.
Oh, I like that. Except for the beard.
Even film's greatest legends aren't immune to getting starstruck. During the early days of their affair, which started out on the set of 1944's To Have and Have Not, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall communicated via love letters, some of which were so gushing they could have passed as fan mail. Although the production was Bacall's film debut, it marked the beginning of a long career and collaboration with her passionate pen pal.
The other things, maybe they're true, maybe it is a rotten world. But a cause isn't lost as long as someone is willing to go on fighting.
Well, I'm not that someone.
Despite the pair's almost 25-year age difference, their chemistry was palpable on screen and off. After Bogart left his then-wife, Mayo Metho, in 1945, he and Bacall remained together until his 1957 death. Apart from its messy beginnings, their actual marriage was mostly uneventful, showing even controversial couples can get a happy ending.
Sometimes I know exactly what you're going to say. Most of the time. The other times... you're just a stinker.
Number 5. Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner. On a list of scandalous Hollywood romances, the chairman of the board could never go ignored. All of Frank Sinatra's relationships made headlines.
Hi, pals. I've been at 3 bars and I put a dent in all 3 of them.
Yeah, you're looking.
Give me a nail, Prue. I'm hungry for a nail.
What you doing in uniform?
I'm thinking of joining the army.
But his dynamic with his second wife, actress Ava Gardner, was especially tempestuous. The couple first began their affair during Sinatra's previous marriage to Nancy Barbado, and there was never a dull moment. Sinatra and Gardner's union was marked by constant fighting, drinking, breakups, and makeups, often in public. By the time they separated in 1953, Sinatra was so changed by their relationship that it reflected in his music and ushered in a career renaissance. While Gardner had moved on with Spanish matador Luis Miguel Dominguín, the New Jersey crooner never fully got over their fiery highs and lows.
Make it one for my baby, and one more for the road.
Number 4. Clark Gable and Loretta Young.
You'll be saying me. I'll be saying you too.
This pair's controversy took time to see the light, but each wave has proven more shocking than the last. After acting in 1935's Call of the Wild, actress Loretta Young went away to England before returning to the States. When she returned, she spoke of an illness and adopted a baby girl named Judy. In reality, Judy Lewis was Young's biological daughter, with co-star Clark Gable, who was married and helped her cover up the child's true parentage.
Bye, Jane.
Goodbye, Claire.
But that's not all. Following Young's death, her daughter-in-law Linda later claimed that Young previously confessed that Gable had forced himself on her and that Judy's conception was non-consensual. This information was only made public in 2015, following both the deaths of Young and Lewis.
And it wasn't until I was 31 that I finally did ask my mother and did hear the truth from her. But by that time, my father had died.
Number 3. Charlie Chaplin and his wives. When it comes to the famous comic actor, his love life is no laughing matter. Charlie Chaplin had 4 wives in total, and all of them shared one thing in common. They were much, much younger. Both his first and second wives, actresses Mildred Harris and Lita Grey, were both teenagers at the start, and each became pregnant soon after Chaplin's relationship with them had begun. And after an affair during his 3rd marriage to Paulette Goddard, the actor was embroiled in a paternity suit with a woman named Joan Barry, which he lost. Chaplin would eventually find stability with his 4th wife, Una O'Neill, in 1943, but she was only 18 compared to his 54 years of age. Number 2. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton.
Would you want me to live with you? Whatever you choose.
Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton had a partnership for the ages. The violet-eyed actress and her fifth husband got their start on the set of 1963's Cleopatra, when they were both married, mirroring the Queen's on-screen affair with Mark Antony. They continued working together throughout the decade, most notably in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and The VIPs, which appeared to address some of the chatter about their coupling.
Truth or illusion, George, doesn't it matter to you at all?
Snap. You got your answer, baby.
While they'd divorce after a decade in 1974, they reconciled the following year for a short time, making Burton the sole of 7 suitors to get a second chance.
Isn't the relationship between a man and a woman in love as privileged as between a lawyer and a client, a doctor and a patient, a priest and a confessant?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn.
Now, how you feel about being you?
I feel very good about it. Always have. I like knowing more about what goes on than most people.
From their very first on-screen meeting, something just felt different about these Hollywood titans. Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn became one of cinema's most dynamic duos after appearing together in 1942's Woman of the Year. They started a long-term affair behind the scenes and collaborated again on 8 more films.
You feel pinky cranky? Oh, feel cranky pinky. Hot day, huh?
Meanwhile, Tracy was still legally married to his estranged wife, Louise Treadwell, throughout their relationship. This wasn't an obstacle for Hepburn, who didn't mind and was happy to keep seeing Tracy. She stuck by the actor's side as he struggled with alcohol use disorder and other health issues in middle age. Working together one more time in 1967's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, arguably at the peak of their movie magic. Tracy died the following year, marking a premature end to their legendary legacy.
And there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that your son feels for my daughter that I didn't feel for Christina.
Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.